Let's keep an eye out for him.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
It's Friday night.
Good
Cheers.
evening.
Cheers to our UK friends, because it's Friday night. It's Friday afternoon here in the US, but I'm into the Friday evening already. It's okay, because I kind of live on your time anyway. So what does it matter? Why not?
There you
You
go.
guys were just separated at birth. I mean, what's going on? Kind of one of you guys needs to change. Can you swap like houses, guys? I mean, it's like Jamie, you live in American time. You know, I mean, it's just mad.
Hold on. They're gonna let anybody into this freaking neighborhood now. What the hell?
How about now?
Here he is. Here he is. You can't even just stand in the middle of the camera, Jake.
Jake, you're over here, buddy. Way over to your left, pal. The camera to your left is working. Right now, we see your ear.
God damn it, Peggy.
Come on now, Parker. He didn't have his headset on.
Novel solution to the problem there, Jake. Just turn the camera towards you. That makes it a lot easier. That way you only have to move once. No, he can't hear. Whatever. Once he gets
his act.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, he can. God damn it, Jake.
Awesome.
Is that better?
No, it's not better. Turn the damn camera so we can see your face. All we're seeing is it's off your.
You know what? I didn't come in here to listen to your goddamn mouth. There you go.
Bad mouthing from all over the goddamn place.
Jake, or you could get up and move your camera once, and then you could sit down. Otherwise you're going to be.
There's one thing you have to do, sir.
Yeah.
Is go into the StreamYard settings and turn on echo cancellation.
Yeah, good luck with that in his workshop.
Nice. See, Jake. Oops, back a little bit.
You know, we saw it.
Okay.
Here, in his natural habitat, we see the Jake.
Echo cancellation is on.
I feel like Marlon Perkins. Remember Marlon Perkins in the Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom show? I don't know if you guys remember or not. And here we go out into the woods and we see there's the Jake.
Do I need to just go to the? Did you just switch to the Jabra or what?
I don't know.
That might be easier with the echo in his
Jabra
workshop.
definitely kill it. Yeah.
Anybody in the chat want to help out Jake right now? I mean, Jake, we're live, so if we might as well figure what the hell we can
do
figure
the
this out.
Jabra.
We can figure this out live.
Do the Jabra.
Well, they're talking all that trash.
There we go. Turn the gain up on the mic, boy.
Oh man. See, and I see
now.
Dale is making me look like I have been a lot less picky. I'm normally the audio a-hole, and Dale is hooking me up tonight. Thank you, Dale.
Go on.
How's that now?
Come on, Peggy. That's better, sir.
Okay.
If that slider goes all the way to the top, take it all the way to the top. Go to 11, man. Go to 11.
It's on 11. It is on 11.
Woohoo!
Wait, we haven't fixed it yet. We can still hear him.
God damn it!
Of course.
God damn it, Mr. Chris Cute.
Podcast and podcast accessories.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, Dale, do you want to start this thing off? Because obviously, just the people that are showing going, this is a surprise. Well, it's kind of a surprise to us, too. That's why it's called a pop-up podcast, just because it's for shits and grins. And it probably will not hang out for posterity's sake. But we're just here because why not? It's Friday night, and we just figured we hadn't done a pop-up podcast. And Jamie, how long's it been?
A while, well over a year.
Well over a year before we've just decided to drop a bomb on you folks and say hello. So what the hell?
Chris asked
Here we
me while I was in the middle of eating a burger.
I did. And Jamie says, I don't know, I'm eating a burger. Don't talk to me now.
I feel exact words were beep, 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 burger, beep, beep, eating.
So, somewhere in there also told him that if I'm busy.
He's washing his hair, people. Washing his hair.
So I got a bigger name on the other line. I just really can't tonight. Anyway, Anna B. Hi, Anna B. How are you? Congratulations on your. No, shh. I don't want to be the gossip monger, but Anna has a boyfriend.
Oh.
Ooh.
She's got a boyfriend. Yeah, or a girlfriend. Anna, it's the 20s. I mean, who knows? I mean, not 2020. It could be in there. I mean, I don't know. She has a significant other. Let's put it that way.
Whatever you want to do.
Good. Damo's out there. Circular with Bucky, Mark Stroughton. Wayne Big Fees is out there. I've got a few people out there. Gerald Finch Turner, Seth Brickhouse Craftworks. There's a few people in.
No, you don't.
And the pint is full, and Dale's got his glass full. I think Jake and Jamie are
coffee. Jake's got something from the 7-Eleven, but it's a Root and Tootin', whatever it's called.
Okay, whenever you guys are wondering who can party in this podcast, out of the Vickers International guys, who do I want to party with? Okay, now you know. Dale, Chris, there you go.
My whiskey cabinet awaits your attention.
Oh boy.
So I got a call earlier on, was it last week? Regarding the Hilton. The Hilton in good old Birmingham next to the NEC, which is where certainly I know a whole bunch of us were planning to hole up most evenings because of, there's the hotel part with beds and things like that, which is obviously convenient. The idea of getting somewhere to sleep is quite cool. But the real problem is the bar will be shut, obviously, because they're doing a refurb in the hotel. So what we need to do is we need to find a bar. We need a bar, folks, for Makers Central if it goes ahead. And I don't know Birmingham NEC that well.
No, not me.
For many of my American friends who didn't understand that, I will translate. Maker Central, the Hilton contacted Dale and said that the Hilton is going to be closed until September. Dale, don't give me weird looks because let's be honest, you have an accent. The Hilton is going to be closed through September. They're not going to reopen until after Maker Central is overward. So where Dale's going, if you're going to Maker Central, if it indeed does happen this year, boys and girls, we need a new bar.
You're not staying at the Hilton.
Yeah, you're not staying at the Hilton, first of all, and the party's not going to be at the Hilton, second of all. So where's the party going to be? And I guess we need to do some legwork out there. It doesn't, and I know Joe hates it when we do this, but, Joe's not from Birmingham, okay? Joe hates it when people says he's from Birmingham, but he's not. He's from the West Midlands. He's from Wolverhampton, but would he be the best person to go scout it out? I mean, Joe has never struck me as being the this is a great place to party kind of guy. I mean, but maybe he is. I don't know.
Joe's pretty wild. Joe's pretty wild.
All right, then we need a scout. We need somebody to scout the area and find the best pub for us. Jake, are you planning on going to Maker Central if that happens this year?
I plan on going. Hopefully everything will be up and running. I mean, if it's not, I probably won't go. If there's a lot of restrictions, because you want the full experience. So hopefully everything's up and running, and I will go.
Yeah, because in case you didn't know, Jake, in the States, our CDC just released new guidelines for people that have been fully vaccinated, and they've come out and said that travel for people that have been fully vaccinated, meaning 2 weeks after you've had your second shot or 2 weeks after you had the one dose, you are safe to travel.
Then I'm safe to travel right now.
So, okay.
I mean, as far as if England is ready for it and the event's going to be good to go, then I'll go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because honestly, I hate to be the Debbie Downer here, but I'm honestly doubting that it's even going to happen in August, and so I haven't even made reservations. I haven't booked a hotel. I haven't booked an air flight. I haven't done any of that yet. So we're just going to have to play it by ear until we know. And I don't, because is the NEC even operating right now?
So I think the NEC is still a hospital right now, as far as I'm aware. It was that not long ago.
Yeah, there was a Nightingale for a while.
Yeah,
which is the kind of stand-in, the stand-in temporary hospitals that they put together for the COVID thing over here.
Wayne Bigfoot Woodcroft says he's at the Premier Inn 5 minutes away. I don't know what their bar facilities are like.
But the Ibis is apparently there.
They've got a bar usually, isn't they?
Yeah, there's the Ibis too, which is around that way. Someone posted, I think.
Yeah.
Mark Stroughton said the Ibis has got a bar, so the Ibis might be worth exploring as an option. To see what's there.
How far away from the complex? Is it actually? Is the
It's in the complex? Yeah,
it's on the complex.
Yeah, so that one might be an option.
I wonder if rooms are available there. I guess at this point in time they probably are. I mean, early. Yeah. I guess they probably are, but but it's one of those things that if you book it now and they cancel, you can get refunded. Can you not?
Usually, yeah. I mean, certainly. You need to be careful here. The certain types of hotels are, the pay up front kind of motels type things, which is what the Travel Lodge and Premier Inn really are,
right?
In many respects, but large chains tend to operate with the policy: you book your room and you put your credit card in, and the room's yours until you cancel it.
They normally give you like a couple weeks before as a grace period.
Yeah, you get some grace, so 48 hours or something like that. Usually, is the sort of deal.
Okay.
Usually, the deal. Certainly, the Hilton had quite a good generous policy around. I think it was 24 hours before the event. As long as you cancelled, went in and cancelled, then they never took any money off you. Otherwise, they said, "SARS, do we take it?"
Yeah.
But Jamie, you got word from one of our favorite Americans that come hell or high water, whether it happens or doesn't happen, he's coming over. Who's that?
He's coming over. That would be Mr. Sterling Davis. Whether Maker Central happens or not, he's determined to come over across that pond and spend time in the UK if COVID restrictions allow. He wants to come to the UK, whether Maker Central happens or whether he just travels the UK and takes a look at the sites. He wants to come over.
But the good thing about Sterling and travel is Sterling brings with him
moonshine. And he's looked in at how many cases he's allowed to bring, not jars, cases. He's allowed to bring with him. So if Maker Central doesn't happen, he's already staying at my house, so I guess it's a case each.
Party at Jamie's. Oh. Party at Jamie's.
So, I'm sure I'll set up the cameras outside. We'll have the bar outside. I'll get Sterling riding the mechanical ball that floats in the swimming pool.
Jake,
that'd be quite funny.
You've been to Jamie's, and what do you think it's going to look like with Sterling there with cases of moonshine and people showing up at Jamie's place?
Well,
I've got a scroll saw as well, so he's well away.
He's a giant man, though, so it'll be crowded in there.
He's selfishly tall.
I have to set up the camping shower for shower beers.
Oh man!
Oh no!
Is Julian Martinez coming over or something? I mean, what the hell?
No, I don't think Julian is, but I'm hoping that Sterling will bring Austin. That's Sterling's boy, for people that don't know. He's funny.
Filling Martinez.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be quite fun.
Mm-hmm. Julian just called me the Felon Martinez. Like it.
So I guess the news is the Hilton is closed until September. So if you're planning on going to Maker Central and staying at the Hilton, you are what they would consider SOL, which means shit out of luck. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Which reminds me, isn't it Julian Martinez's birthday today?
I believe it is.
It is indeed.
I believe it is.
The young man is getting less of a young man.
He's still going to be a little man, though.
We have to assume he stopped growing now, though. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, don't laugh.
You know, he was the shortest man in Atlanta in 2019, even with his boots on.
Hey, don't laugh.
Alone,
I mean,
man, leave him alone.
By no means am I a tall man today, but you're looking at a guy who graduated high school 5'1". I swear to you, I graduated 5'1" out of high school, and my growth spurt came in my 20s. I don't know how weird that is, but that's pretty freaking weird. And obviously, it didn't last long enough for me to be considered. I mean, I'm not even close to 6 feet tall, but at least I'm not 5'1" anymore. And I was a little worried there when I was graduating that I was going to be that height forever. I was like, "Oh,
the 19 mark going."
The only plus side to being 5'1" and a guy was slow dancing with women. That was the only.
I wonder why.
That was the only upside to being a 5'1" graduate.
Now you're speaking my language.
My ears were never cold. Let's just put it that way. Anyway,
excuse me a minute. Could you just stand back a bit, love? I can't hear what you're saying.
I didn't even have to make the motorboat noise. It was great. Anyway, okay.
Cuz that in the chat says, just a quick look on Google Maps. There are a lot of bars in the area. Reckon we could give a couple of them a call and see if they'd be willing to host
all night. We've got to be able to do it all night.
Yeah, because
that's the problem.
The party doesn't end until like 4:00 in the morning sometimes, but that's if it ended at 2, that wouldn't be a problem, I guess, but be a bit of a drag.
What we need is James from Alton Make. That's a solution.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
We need James in a super bartender outfit, bringing his bar. That's what we want.
Yeah,
going on out the back.
you know that saying, "Some heroes don't wear capes." That was written about James. I'm sure of it.
I'm now thinking. I'm now getting an image of James wearing a Al Murray, the pub landlord, blazer.
Oh, hail to the ale.
Oh, hail to the ale. Yeah, that'd be funny. That would be genuinely funny.
And wine for the ladies.
We couldn't persuade him to shave his head, could we? No.
No, I don't
maybe a step too far. His lovely other half may have a view.
Here we are talking, and Jake doesn't drink.
No, you don't.
He does.
He got a fruit shoot.
I don't need to.
he can have a root and tootum or whatever it's called.
Well, nobody needs to. It's just kind of a social thing, but it's all right. That's cool. I mean, Jake, you must have some stories to tell about places you've been. Obviously, since you don't drink and you haven't in quite some time, then because I have been to parties. I've been to parties sober in the past, and people watching when you're sober at a party that's been going on for 2-3 hours is rather comical. I find
what happens when you don't drink at a party is you know exactly when to leave.
Yeah.
And when you're drinking, you don't know. That part of your brain's not working. When you're sober, you know exactly. If there's somebody over there hugging and somebody's over there crying and "I love you, man" and all that stuff, then it's time to go.
The funny thing is it's "I love you, man," all that sort of stuff in the community. As soon as you start entering the building, to the minute everyone goes home, so you don't know when they're drunk or whether they're sober.
Well, parties that didn't involve this community that I went to, I knew when a fight was about ready to happen and within the next 10 minutes. Yeah. And looking at that, I just kind of went, time to go. I'm not getting involved with this because the cops are going to be here in 20 minutes and I want a good head start. I'm telling you, it's not hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think at Maker Central was the only time since I became allergic to alcohol that I actually stayed at a party past the time to leave. Because you're at Maker Central and you just make it
And even then,
You
there
won't-
was
you won't be alone, man.
let's say an altercation with someone that had a little bit too much, and it was his time to leave, and we made sure of it.
Karam said he did shave his head at last year, I think, didn't he?
Oh,
Did he have short hair? I can't remember.
Who shaved his head?
Anna has a
Karam?
view.
That wasn't Jake.
James from Malt Make. James from Malt.
Oh, he did.
James from What to Make.
Must have been a scary idea. I mean, James is an anaesthetist by trade. Very, 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 very well trained man, very educated man. And this idea of the last thing you see, this is the last thing you see is you're just going under, kind of thing, is this mask with a bald head, kind of thing, leaning over you with a smiley face, because James is a happy man, going like this, leaning over, smiling, kind of thing. Might just have you wake up with horrors. Am I going into a horror movie? Am I in a Hammer horror movie? Because it would obviously be UK. It needs to be Hammer horror. Hammer horror movie. He's going out going, count to see. I can't do James's accent. We'll just make one up. Count to 3 for me, please.
1, 2.
Jake, I don't want to get too personal. If I am getting too personal, then just tell me to back off. But how does one become allergic to alcohol? I mean, you must have had some serious consumption in your younger days, or is it honestly just a physiological thing?
Back off.
Okay, all right.
No, I just think I did have a pretty blurry 20s, and but I just slowly became allergic over time, and it got so bad to where if I just take a sip, I'll probably die. It just became worse and worse and worse, and it started right before I turned 30, so probably 15 years. But I've had a lot of things in my life now that because I wasn't drinking and going out and making bad decisions. So I don't regret it one bit.
We've got you covered. Emma of Dragon Tales. Emma, mum of dragons. She's allergic to alcohol too. So I mean, there's two of you who can look on disdainfully at the rest of us. I mean, keep each other company.
I don't miss it one bit, to be honest with you.
No, must have something.
Must have something. A lot of people that don't.
Must have something to do with the liver. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm no doctor. I'm just guessing. Anyway, whatever. We're not here to diagnose.
There's only so much you can drink in a lifetime. I filled that cup up way early.
Maybe. Good man.
Yeah.
Give it a red hot go.
I used to go a bit crazy in my 20s and then decided to back off of it a little bit because I used to do stupid shit. Not that I don't do that now. Not that I don't do that now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
People should pay me to do stuff.
I, on the other hand, have adopted a policy that is just stay nicely drunk for most of your life, if you can get away with it. Not wasted. Not just sniffing the bottle. Just nicely drunk, if you can get away with it.
You know what? I can honestly say I don't remember the last time I was to the point where I was like really, slurring speech and totally friggin' inebriated to the point where I had to concentrate before I stood up and walked. And trust me, I've been there, but I just can't remember the last time I did that. It's been years. People think I drink a lot, but I don't drink I don't drink in excess. Let's put it that way.
This is the maddest situation on the planet. This one. So I'm at Oktoberfest, but I'm not at Oktoberfest in the UK. I'm not at Oktoberfest in its home country of Germany. I'm at Oktoberfest in a place called Suzhou in China at an Austrian microbrewery that set up business there some years ago. And this particular event was completely sponsored, so everything was free, and you had to have a red hot go to work your way through as much Weiss beer and schnapps as you possibly could. Bad combo. Bad combo. So I remember waking up. I remember getting vague memories of getting in a cab. Delighted when I woke up that I hadn't made any bad decisions, other than I think that's my pants on the door handle. and was delighted to find all of the elements of clothing and equipment that I left the house with intact. But yeah, that was a proper hangover.
Well, the last one that I can remember, and it's kind of rather comical too, and how I got home that night is beyond me, and why I wasn't pulled over and put in jail for DUI, I have no idea, because I should have been. And trust me, I don't do that anymore. But one night I did. No, we had just moved to California, and my wife and I had rented a duplex for, I think, like 4 to 6 months. And then we decided to build a house, and I decided to go ahead and build our house. And then, but in order to do that, we moved back in with my mom and dad for the period of time that it was going to take to build this house. And so this is the setting. So I'm living in mom and dad's. My wife is having to put up with my parents while I'm not there because I'm working late this night. Apparently, at the gig I'm working, I got needlessly hammered. And I came home and I fell asleep in the driveway, first of all. And then I woke up and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I went, oh, shit, I better get inside, So I staggered inside. And I'm living in Florida at the time. And it's insanely hot in August. And my father is Mr. Frugal with the electricity, so the AC is barely even on and doing anything. So I'm in the bathroom. So obviously I'm in the bathroom, going to the bathroom. And then I'm like going, it's really hot in here. If I get in bed right now, I'm just going to sweat. And I was just sitting there thinking, I looked over at the tub and I thought to myself, I bet that would be nice and cool in there. And I got off the John, pulled the pants up, got in the tub, felt the walls. Oh, yeah, this is nice and chilly. Oh, I'll just curl up in here and fall asleep. Oh my God, that was the dumbest thing I ever did. Because about an hour later, my wife comes out. Where the hell is my husband? And here I am sleeping in the bathtub. I have never heard the end of that to this day. I fell asleep for the rest of the night. She goes, fine, stay there all night if you want. That's fine with me. She was not happy. And yeah, I spent the night in the bathtub because I'm
impressed. The part of that story that I'm impressed with and suspicious of is you pulling the pants up before you climbed in.
No,
that's the part of that story that was.
I think I had one hand. I think I had one hand on the wall, and I did the whole pants pull up. Switching hands, left side, right side, left side, right side. Probably sat down to zip them. I don't remember at this point. I was pretty gone. Anyway, So
young Seth out in the chat just said something which I think is important. He says the older I've gotten, the more I've learned that you don't need a good time to have alcohol. Good man, sir.
I think you meant you don't need alcohol to have a good time, but okay.
No.
I'll leave it as you don't need a good time to have alcohol. You just read the paper, get hammered if you'd like. I don't care. And actually, you don't need to drink to have fun. I know that, but you know what? This tastes good. This tastes good. I want to tell you, this beats your 7-Up, your Coca-Cola. I'm not drinking, any kind of wine spritzer any freaking time soon. If you can get something that tastes better than this, I'll drink it instead of this. Okay, so there you go.
Oh, I'm having some San Miguel. Where's the camera? San Miguel.
You can't beat that.
I've got coffee,
which is bottled, which is obviously a Mexican beer, bottled down in Wales, boyo. Down the road.
Jamie has a cup of
Welsh Mexican beer.
No, not a cuppa. A cuppa. I've got a coffee.
Got a cuppa.
I don't know the difference, man.
A cuppa is tea.
If you're gonna have a cuppa could be anything, but I've got coffee.
I think we should rewrite that. idea. We should tell people that a cuppa is part of the team. You've got a fluffer and a cuppa.
You know what we need to
just leave it like that, Jamie.
No. GoFundMe for Jamie's cuppa. Rather than when he does a live, don't buy him a coffee. Just to the thumb, and we're gonna send Jamie a whole bunch of Bailey's Irish cream for his coffee. And just
that won't be for me. Vicky will get to that before I will.
No, we're gonna send you so much of it. You'll have some. I'm sorry. We
need to label it something else.
No,
need to label it something else like sweetener.
We'll do a Kickstarter then, and that way that there's no way she can drink it all.
Here's how you disguise your Bailey's Irish cream, so everyone thinks it's sweetener. So you put in your coffee, a little nip. Wait, does that make it flavored coffee, Jimmy?
Yeah, I guess it would do. Yeah.
It would.
Maybe Wayne Woodturner would like it then.
Oh, I'm sure Wayne would have.
Never know.
He was out in the chat. I'm sure he would have a view.
Jake, what have you been doing this week, man? I mean, what's? I mean, because I know your schedule has kind of really changed. I don't know if you've letting people know about that or not. You know, I'm not going to blow the whistle now, but I mean, I know that your daytime schedule is a little different than it used to be. I mean, what have you been doing this week, brother?
I am in the middle of preparing to go full time.
Awesome.
But that means I started not going to work, and then we're setting up the shop for lives, and we've all been working on that hard. You can't tell today because Jamie said, "Hey, you want to get on the show? You got 7 minutes." So anyway, a lot of work's been going on behind the scenes on me going full time, and I get regular videos coming out. There's some sponsorships. There's some lives on Patreon. There's all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes over here.
So you just been working towards that, setting things up for it? That's what you've been doing all week?
Mm-hmm. There's a ton. Like the last couple of years, I've been working so much I could barely even get a video out now. I'm trying to get the videos out, and we got I'm scheduling everything to get done to build a resin room in here. Matt from Wacky Works is going to come over in May, and we're going to build this thing and get it done. There's a lot of things happening pretty soon.
Well, I can help you out with that. I'm a pretty fair carpenter. I mean, I used to frame out houses. I mean, I framed out houses before. I know how to frame out a room. If you need help, let me know. Maybe I'll. Oh my God, you're in Amarillo, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, forget I said anything. I've been to Amarillo, and Jake, please close your ears because my definition of Amarillo when I got back was that's the armpit of the freaking world. But maybe it's changed. I don't know.
All the sweet tea you could drink.
Oh, brother.
and all the buried cars you can think of.
There's buried cars and a 72-ounce steak.
There you go.
I don't know what else you want.
No, I'll have a 7. I'll have. Good night, Anna. Well, I don't know.
72-ounce steak. There you go.
There you go. So Mr. Cute, tell us if you're only going to Amarillo for 3 days, why do you have 24 cases of Sam Adams with you?
Because all Jake offered me was freaking sweet tea. That's why.
That's disgusting. That stuff.
Well, I guess it depends on how helpful you are. What I can go get from the store.
Oh, but see, I only get that after I performed, and see, it's like dance monkey. It's like when Jake's like,
I don't want you building things under the influence. I have a leaning resin room.
Jake, I don't use power tools when I'm drinking. It's when the job's done is when the festivities begin.
Absolutely.
I have no problem.
Look at the comments on Chris's YouTube channel.
Yeah. People, we don't want to go there. We don't even want to go there. What about you, Dale? What have you been doing this week, my friend? Because I know you've got the 9 to 5 you got to deal with. So I don't know what else you've been pandering up.
I spent some time at hospital with a suspected clot in my lung. That was way back at the start of the week. It was giving me some grief last weekend. I was suffering from some pain. I've had some fantastic drugs that we're off the injection ones. We're off the major painkillers. Tonight I'm having a few beers just to relax. So yeah, I've pretty much just been feeling sorry for myself and causing as much mayhem as I can get away with. And today was a sort of freedom day kind of thing. So my wife drove us down to the beach down in Margate, where we encountered some of the locals. Some of the locals.
One in particular.
Some of the locals. But I think I think the locals called him Jamie Paganini. I mean, I never picked up the second name quite right, kind of thing. It looked really like Jamie. I mean, it might be a thing, but yeah. So no, we bumped because we're going down. We arranged to meet Jamie and Vic down at the beach, sort of thing. So we hung out for a bit, had some tea, some coffees, all that kind of good stuff.
Had some outside. Wait, because you had some outside festivities at Jamie's place, and you brought your dog.
I was just coming to that. So after I got them back, after we got back to Jamie's place, sort of thing. We're out in the garden, which is down in sunny Margate when it wasn't sunny Margate. It's an experience in itself. And young Clive, our Westie, decided to go for an adventure and go into the house and find Jamie's mum. But he decided while he was there that this looks like a very nice post, and decided that it needed a wash. It needed a wash. It needed a puppy wash kind of thing.
In other words, he marked his territory at Jamie's place. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. He's telling me, well, he doesn't have stickers. So
it's funny you say that. I was about to say that. I said Dale was there last time and he put stickers there, but he couldn't get his leg up that way.
He couldn't give me leg up. I could have got my leg up that far, but yeah, little Clive doesn't have stickers. He did the next best thing,
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, we did that. That was funny. To be fair, Jimmy's mum was brand new about the whole thing, but there's a moment of mortification. Oh no, how bad is it? It's all right. It's just on the mat. Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, we've got laminate flooring.
Looking pleased with himself about the whole thing. Need to get your stickers, you little shite. No wean in the house. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it for this week.
I peed here.
Picture of Clive grinning, as only he can, kind of thing. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was good to get down for a little bit. It was good just to get down, hang out on the beach. He ran around. He had a whale of a time. Found a dead dogfish, kind of thing, and was giving it the attention that a dog does when it's, I wonder if I can eat this. I wonder if I can eat this. Can I eat this? Can I eat this? Should I eat this? Should I eat this? No, don't put me away. I want to eat this. No. What do you mean? In a case of, yeah, he had a whale. The dog had a genuine whale of a time. He looked like he thoroughly enjoyed himself. And it's good to catch up with the folks.
Yeah, quite windy down there. Quite windy down there.
But I apologize for that. I've not been well.
Well, you've never been well, but I mean, you were actually worse off than normal. And we're so glad that you're in better spirits and happy today and feeling better. But it must have felt good to get out there and get some fresh air.
Brand new. We made it was either going to be Brighton Beach or heading off down to Margate, or Margate 1, because my wife had a back operation last year. So anyone who was at the barbecue we managed to have last year will know that my wife last year was waiting for surgery. So she couldn't sit down for very long. She couldn't lie down for very long. It's just one of those things. If anyone has had a herniated disc or two will understand it's just just annoying. Painful, agonizing. Just soul destroying sort of thing. So last year we couldn't really go anywhere. So this was the furthest distance. Excuse me, she'd been in the car. Furthest distance she'd been in the car, and so we went down to the beach. Dog got to run around. She got to run around after the dog, shouting his name, kind of thing. I got to look at them, thinking, "I'm glad I'm not doing that." Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Jake, we got a. I'm glad to hear it, Jake. We got a question on the chat for you. It's from Brent Beecroft. And he says, is there a particular PSI for pressure pots? I think it's probably that it's not the pressure pot itself. It's actually what you're doing, if I'm correct. But go ahead and answer that.
There's a limit on every pressure pot you're going to buy is going to have a maximum pressure on it. And you just go below that. But you want to go above 40 to 45 PSI for it to actually work and squeeze the bubbles. So the low, you're going to go 40, 45. Just go above that. And then even at your smallest pressure pot, you'll be there. 55 is about the max you're going to want to go. But the bigger pot's more expensive, the more pressure you can go. And I'm not sure how much more pressure works. If 45 makes it where you can't see bubbles, I don't know why 75 would be better. If that answers the question.
But it would. I mean, it wouldn't hurt things if you ran things at 55 or 60. It's just that you kind of, it's a wasted effort. I mean, it's more than you need, right?
Right, or it gets to every pot has on the lid or on the label somewhere should be the maximum pressure for that pot.
Right, but I'm talking for the project. I mean, if you were just doing pen blanks and because you're saying, bring it up to 40, 45, or if you're casting pen blanks or, whatever. But if you brought it up to 50 to 55, it's not going to make much of a difference. You just it's a wasted effort. You don't need that high. Okay.
Yeah, and you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
What have you been doing, Jamie? Besides having.
What have you been doing?
Apart from causing a lot of trouble, like I always do. I've basically just been pumping the videos out, really. So I've got about 8 videos recorded, 6 uploaded to YouTube, ready and waiting. So I've got 6 weeks of videos edited and uploaded, all ready and waiting. So I'm still getting them out and recording them. Should I get called into surgery? It could be any point now. Waiting for ankle surgery because I want to take the screw out of my ankle. So obviously I need the videos there just in case.
Your screw loose?
Just me, is it?
Your screw
It's
loose?
just me. Is every time he mentions his ankle, the screw in his ankle, do you think the word neck? Every time he says the word ankle and screw, the words ankle and screw, I keep thinking neck. I don't know. I'm sorry, man, but it's just how it goes out,
Yeah. That's basically it.
Frankenstein. No. He's got bolts in his necks.
Yeah.
Either side.
But Frankenstein couldn't have kids because his nuts were in his neck.
Jake, bless yourself, because you may be the only one out of the 4 of us who doesn't have doctor issues. Oh my God.
Well,
well, I had to go see since we're all talking about we're all old men now, we're talking about our doctors and what prescription we happen to be on currently. Which I hope to God we never get that old. Yeah, I had to go see my doctor too this week because of my back. I had to get a recommendation, and I finally got a recommendation for a doctor for my back. So knock on wood. Wood. There you go. Wood. I will have an appointment with that gentleman within the month's time, and we'll find out what's going on. And Dale, much to your wife's situation, I'm kind of planning for the worst and hoping for the best.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
So.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But it's going to be a while before I even know. So when I know, you'll know.
He'll probably say the same thing the rest of us said. Use a scroll saw.
But here's the confession I was about to make, Jamie. Because of the community's generosity and Jamie and Mike Murray and Jay Rivera, I have been out in my shop. No, there's no videos coming out about this. But I have been out in my shop working on the scroll saw, and I've learned why I have a love-hate relationship with that machine. Because it's the first machine I've ever owned. When I was a kid, my father gave me a scroll saw. So I mean, I was like happy and loved the fact that I had a power tool of my own, and just kind of endeared myself to me. But then I realized why I also hated it so much. And it's because I suck at it. I'm really just not that. I'm just not any good. I've got to. And so what I've been doing this week is Jamie sent me some templates to practice on. So I've been practicing, and because practice makes. I knew it was going to be an uphill curve, boys, but I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not team scroll saw yet, and I don't know that I ever will be, to be quite honest with you. But I would certainly like to someday proudly put my chin out and say, I could do that on the scroll saw. Like Jamie does every time somebody says.
I'm going to make a fireplace on the scroll saw, I think was my favorite Jamie claim.
Jamie,
Technically, I can.
Jamie says, Jamie hears a guy saying, "Well, I just built a log cabin." Jamie goes, "I could do that in a scroll, so." I don't know if I'll ever get that brave, but yeah. Anyway, so yes, and thanks to the kindness of people, I have been out there and actually been able to sit in my shop this week until yesterday and today, when the temperature dropped to below freezing again in April, which makes no sense, but figure that out. I mean, yeah, Jake, I know you don't have to deal with that in Texas, but Connecticut, that's a real thing. Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe you do.
It gets plenty cold here.
Yeah, it was below freezing in my shop yesterday and today, so I didn't spend much time out there except to open the refrigerator and come visit you guys. That's about what I've been doing. And then cooking. And then cooking. I've been cooking my butt off. I spent, because every week I put together. You guys are gonna laugh. This is domestic Chris. Okay, put the apron on. Wait for the husband to get home. Give him his pipe, a newspaper, and put his feet up. I've been working on building a menu for this week for what we're gonna eat. Because normally what I do, because I do the shopping and I do all the cooking, is I build the menu. And then I go, what do I need in order to get this menu done? And I check what we have in the house. Okay, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, need this. And whatever I need this goes on the market list. So I've been doing that. And the reason why I'm pointing this out to is because I wanted to point out one thing that I once again want to give Jamie and Carl and both and Dale here some love for. I had a great time on the craft fair when Franco was cooking. Yeah. I honestly did. That was fun, and at some point in time, I would like to do that. That instead of Franco, but my kitchen, much like Berkey's kitchen, not conducive for filming. I have a very narrow galley kitchen, which doesn't allow a lot of. I would need 6 cameras in my kitchen in order to do a cooking show, and I don't have 6 cameras, and I'm not buying 6 cameras, but I would like to someday do that, because I'd like to show people I actually do know what I'm talking about when it comes to cooking. But we've been gathering a lot of feedback over the virtual crowd. I mean, a lot of feedback. We've got it, and I want you to take this at face value, because I mean, I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to shock you. I don't want to shock you, Frank. It's fine. But folks fucking loved that show. They really loved it. It's universal, man. They really liked it.
Yeah, they really did. I think my mum said, and I quote, it literally had her crying.
Yeah, it was one of the most popular news shows we've had on the Crafty since it kicked off. You guys have to come back. You have to come back.
We're coming back, yeah. But Franco's going to be, because of the situation with Berkey's kitchen and my kitchen, Franco's going to be cooking again.
It's like the Muppets. You're Franco's Kermit, and you guys are Waldorf and Statler up in the balcony. Ho, 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 look at it.
Mystery Theater 2000, right, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Andy and I are off to the side. Hey, if it worked once, it'll work twice, and why not? Anyway, it was that was a ton of fun, and it was we had a good time too, because Franco hooked us up with somebody he calls a sponsor. He's just good friends with the people at the cider company, and the cider company sent Andy 3 bottles of cider and sent me 3 bottles of cider, and Franco got 3 bottles himself, and we spent that hour drinking the cider. Maybe that's why it was so fun. I don't know. Because and these weren't small bottles, gentlemen. These were large bottles of cider. Yeah. And I went through one of them. I went through one of them on the show and actually opened the second one as we were ending it. So
it was a proper cider. They had a proper percentage for a proper cider. It was like 6 or 7%.
6.5% ABV. Yeah,
awesome. That's what you're talking about.
I was a little worried I was going to fall off the stool before the thing ended, but yeah, it was good stuff. Anyway,
the funny one was Franco was drinking it and cooking.
Yeah, which is a little scary.
But you know, I mean, a good. I'm sure Chris will attest to this. But a good chef or a good cook, you know, what I mean, it's one for the pot, one for me.
There used to be a show on that, and I only remember this. I was a very little kid. My mom used to watch it on television here in the U.S. It was a show called The Galloping Gourmet, and she used to watch this guy every day. And that guy used to drink a bottle of on television. He used to drink a bottle of wine. Yeah, and a British guy. He used to drink an entire bottle of wine every freaking episode. Oh, she loved that dude. And
I remember him. There was a show on here that talked about kind of the evolution of British cooking shows, and the Galloping Gourmet obviously moved over to the US kind of fairly early on in his career, and it was just one of those things. And yes, he was partial to a nip while he was doing the cooking. I feel that's how it's supposed to be.
Maybe that's why it's supposed to be. It's normal anyway. Whatever. Get it. So that's basically what I'm doing all week. Scroll and also
detail work is what Chris. If you've been in case, let's work to this. Well, you were doing detail work. Work.
On my shop all week, and and spend the rest of the time actually developing recipes and cooking. So yeah, it's fun. Good stuff. Oh, and I bought us maybe Dale. I don't know if Jake probably might remember this. I don't know, because this is kind of this may just kind of tell you how old I am. I actually found a movie series that maybe you'll remember, maybe you won't. Do you guys ever remember?
Don't remember that show.
I was really young.
I was really young as well, but I found all the movies on Amazon. I mean, it was like $14 for 6 movies that along the Billy Jack. Yeah, he was the.
Sorry, go on.
He was the Rambo before Rambo, but you know, not so extreme. I mean, and they were very. Now that I'm watching it back, the movies aren't quite as good as I remember them to be. They're very low budget flicks, but hey, whatever. That's fine. It's probably was only.
Was he a Chuck Norris type figure?
Yeah. Yep. Yes, he was
biting his way through jail bars and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, no, he was the character was an ex Green Beret from the U.S. Army who was out, but had been in special forces and was then trained in all these kind of techniques on how to fight. And you know, each movie shows him fighting at least twice. I mean, so it wasn't crazy violent, but it had a really 60s feel to it. You know what I mean? Flower Power.
I'm a huge fan of some of those shows.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
in the chat. We've got names. We've got names out in the chat for the Galloping Gourmet. Doug
Kerr.
And Keith say Graham Kerr.
Graham Kerr. Very, very well. Very well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Dragon Tail turning says the hairy bikers often get rat ass whilst cooking.
You know, I think the two fat ladies, and that was the name of the show. I think it was cooking show. They were by far the best one. Those two get hammered in the middle of this. Literally, that was the name of the show. I'm sure it was Two Fat Ladies, or the Fat Ladies, and they were motorbikes, weren't they? Like a motorbike and sidecar or something.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure I really want hairy bikers cooking for me. I'll be honest with you. I'd be happier cooking for the hairy bikers. That way I know they won't kill me.
They sound like, to give you an idea what they sound like, if you can imagine Wayne the Woodturner, they sound a bit like Wayne the Woodturner in terms of their accents. It's just priceless. A good show. Check it out. You should definitely check it out. It's good.
Okay.
They do lots of, you know, and it's proper food. It's meant for eating, if you know what I mean. It's not like let's you know, spread some sauce on a plate and
beef stew
next to it. Yeah, it's like proper food.
Yeah. Well, I just want to. The only reason why I want to cook during one of these festivals is because I want to show Andy Berkey that there is life outside of tacos. While he's in the room, I want to expose him to things that are, you know, not tacos. You know, and my wife is Mexican, so I would be happy to cook Mexican food that's not tacos for Andy, just so he would open his freaking eyes. Because the man is just stupid about that. I mean, let's be honest. He's just dumb.
It's we've had confirmations out in the chat that the show was called Two Fat Ladies, and Wayne says that they were on a motorbike and sidecar. So here you've got two ladies. I would use the term here carefully. Middle-aged ladies who were partial to a drink. They drove around in a motorbike and sidecar and were cooks on British TV. I mean, it's just genius stuff. It's just genius. I think both of them are dead now. Both of them passed away, I think.
Oh, we should get that in syndication in the US, just on some off channel. I would definitely watch that.
That was the moment. Some
rumpers coming down the road. You're gonna cook for me. All right.
Chris of the Dragon says you could do an English versus Americans food show.
That would be fun.
Al versus Franco.
Al from Al's Hack Shack versus Franco. That'd be a good matchup because Al can cook.
Yeah.
I don't know that firsthand. I mean, Al's never cooked for me.
Oh, Al can cook. Me and Jake experienced that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Al can cook.
I've never seen a man do something so special on a barbecue in my life.
Well, I know Al's credentials, and so Al, I know, is educated enough to put together a darn good meal.
He just whipped it up like
it's got to be a future craft in the making.
Yeah,
my bad.
We may need 2 hours. Jamie, block us out for not the next one, but the one after that. 2 hours. No, 1 hour is enough. Trust me, 1 hour is enough. Otherwise, we will be staggering drunk by the end of the second hour. We don't need that.
There we go. Yeah. Various folks have put in the names, but Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft. Actually, Damo says Two Fat Ladies played in Australia, and Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft says Clarissa Dickinson Wright and Jennifer Patterson were the two fat ladies.
Oh.
And Wayne goes on to tell us, I met Clarissa Dickinson Wright, one of the two fat ladies, a couple of times, and made a fruit bowl and wooden fruit for her. That's awesome, Wayne. That's nice. Clarissa was fun. She was definitely a fun lady to watch.
Wayne, Clarissa threw the wooden fruit away. I just want to let you know because she what cook is going to want wooden fruit in there? But no, she threw the wooden fruit away and put real fruit in the freaking bowl. That's okay, though.
She was definitely an eccentric. Didn't she go bankrupt from having a party where she bought champagne for everybody and went bankrupt in the process? Because it's just a huge, big, lavish party and went bankrupt because of the champagne bill. A rock star cook. That's what she was. A rock star chef. That's what she was. Proper character, larger than life in many ways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're creeping up on an hour, boys. I don't want to keep people longer than they have to. But it is a Friday night, so happy Friday night. Selant, as they say in Ireland. And Sunday we have Pocket Studios again. And I'm still not quite sure what we're going to redo about what we did a year ago, but Jamie and Dale appear to have a very clear answer for that, and I'll just.
I think a few things have changed since we did it a year ago. Like apps have been updated, and there's a few more apps that have been bought out that allows you to do a few more things.
There you go.
So we can kind of add on to what we already done. So if you haven't checked out the other episode of Pocket Studios, I suggest you go and listen to that first. And we're going to kind of add on a little bit more to that and revisit a little bit more of what we was talking about.
That was put out in February of 2020. Was it February of 2020? A year ago?
Something like that. Yeah, it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on mobile apps for for iOS and Android. So we're going to touch on a little bit like what's going to move, for editing. We're going to talk about how you can get yourself live on that. We talk about how you can use a phone for not just as a recording device, but also as a camera, a webcam for your PC too. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the tech, a little bit about what you can do, and really we're going to push the fact that it doesn't cost you anything. You can do the whole thing, get on live, get going, get doing stuff effectively for free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got to be, so there's no barrier of entry. You don't need huge expense to get into to making your first videos and sharing your talent, your capability, your crafts with the broader community.
And one of the best things is you don't need to have 1,000 subscribers to go live on YouTube.
Yep. Bingo.
Part of the trick here, folks.
Let's leave it there for Sunday, gentlemen. Jake, thanks for joining us, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for all the notice.
Yep.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Jake, you got about 10 minutes more notice than we had for ourselves. So what do you want, dude? Give us a break. All right. Let's get out of here, folks, and let people have their own Friday night.
All right. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.
Jamie's Page.